In the summer of 1518, in the quiet city of Strasbourg, something strange began to unfold. It started with a single woman. She stepped into the street and began to dance. There was no music, no celebration, no audience, just movement, slow, repetitive, and unrelenting. At first, the people around her assumed it was harmless. Perhaps she was celebrating something. Perhaps she had lost her senses. But as the hours passed, it became clear that this was something else. She did not stop. Day turned into night, and still she danced. Her body weakened, her face pale with exhaustion, yet her feet kept moving as if driven by a force beyond her control. By the next day, she was still there, still dancing. Within a week, others began to join her. At first, it was only a handful. Then, more and more. Within a month, over 400 people were dancing in the streets of Strasbourg. Not watching. Dancing. There was no rhythm binding them together, no shared choreography. Their movements were erratic, desperate, almost violent. Some twisted their bodies unnaturally. Others stumbled, barely able to stand, yet unable to stop. It was as if the entire city had fallen into a waking nightmare, and the toll on their bodies was devastating. They danced through hunger, through thirst, through unbearable exhaustion. Their feet began to bleed, staining the cobblestones beneath them. Muscles cramped, joints gave out. Some collapsed to the ground, trembling, only to force themselves back up moments later, continuing the same endless motion. Others weren't so fortunate. Eyewitness accounts describe people dancing until their hearts gave out, falling lifeless in the streets while the chaos continued around them. At least 15 people are believed to have died. Some historians believe the number was far higher. Fear spread quickly through Strasbourg. Families watched helplessly as loved ones joined the growing crowd, unable to resist whatever force was driving them. The city's leaders were desperate for answers, but none came. Physicians were called in, but their understanding of the human body was limited. They dismissed supernatural causes and instead concluded that the dancers were suffering from overheated blood, a condition they believed could only be cured by continued movement. So they made a decision that would make everything worse. Authorities cleared parts of the city and built wooden stages. They hired musicians, drummers, pipers, performers, and brought them into the streets. Their goal was simple. If the afflicted needed to dance, then they would help them dance it out. What followed was catastrophic. The music amplified the frenzy. More people were drawn in. The dancers moved faster, longer, harder. The stages filled. The streets overflowed. What had begun as a mystery turned into a full-scale crisis. Exhaustion deepened. Injuries worsened. And still, the dancing continued. Eventually, as the number of deaths rose and fear consumed the city, authorities changed their approach. The dancers were transported to a nearby shrine, where rituals and prayers were performed in hopes of ending the plague. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, it stopped. The music faded. The movement ceased. The streets fell silent. Those who survived were left weak, broken, and confused. No cure had been discovered. No clear explanation was given. Just silence. To this day, the dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most bizarre and unsettling events. What could cause hundreds of people to lose control of their bodies at the same time? Some theories suggest mass hysteria, a psychological phenomenon where fear and stress spread rapidly through a population, manifesting in physical symptoms. Strasbourg at the time was a city under immense pressure. Famine, disease, and social unrest had pushed its people to the edge. In such conditions, the human mind can behave in unpredictable ways. Others believe it may have been caused by ergot poisoning, a toxic mold found on rye bread that can produce hallucinations and convulsions. But this theory has its flaws. The symptoms of ergot poisoning don't fully match the sustained, coordinated movement seen in the dancing plague. There are even those who believe it had religious or supernatural origins, that it was a form of divine punishment or possession brought on by fear and belief. But no theory has ever fully explained what happened. Because the truth is, we simply don't know. What we do know is this: for weeks an entire city was caught in a nightmare. People danced not out of joy, but out of compulsion. They danced through pain, through fear, through death. And then, without warning, it ended, leaving behind only questions. And a haunting reminder of how fragile the human mind and body can truly be.